We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Is it just the mask? No, he's an attorney! It's the attorney's badge! No. Not the newspaper, not the legend scroll, not the crime scene diagram. No. White hair inside. Does Mayor Tenma have white hair as well? Let's present it, let's show off the mask! Gah! What absolute claptrap, poppycock, balderdash, every outdated swear word that I know! We thought the alderman was the amazing Nine-Tails and the mayor was Tenmatero. That's why we believed the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Nine-Tails Vale, and it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenmatero at all. He was the amazing Nine-Tails!
What's this? Oh.
You'd best explain yourself, Justice Dono, and from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the amazing Nine-Tails, but she couldn't tell anyone, no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Nine-Tails she saw passed out, even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise. The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference. That's why it would be very quill. Objection! Remember, Mr. Bell has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound a little different.
That's right! You'll be muffled, even though it's over your face!
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Nine-Tails, she would never dare unmask him. This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the forbidden chamber. Then he returned to the fox chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Nine-Tails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. Oh! The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said, "I killed Alderman Cuby" was...
I did it! I killed Alderman Cuby!
Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed. This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and... No, you twisted samurai! This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case! Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes as a mask, opened the forbidden chamber. so he could drag the mayor back out into the fox chamber. Oh, so the amazing nine tails the mayor saw was right. It was LaBelle opening the forbidden chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the forbidden chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tin Matero disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room, leaving the tracks and the feathers. As he did, he left behind a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Timma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber.
I see. Well, that all certainly does make sense.
Then after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room. For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetails. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetails is preposterous. The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Timma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the amazing Ninetails. Gah! This is madness! No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot! No one except a killer, as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
Mayor Tinma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you? Ellipses? Oh, you have quite the active imagination. Mayor Timma is not the amazing Ninetails. What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tin Matero right here and now. What?
Why, you would dare reveal the secret?
My good friend the alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What with the superstitions now, would it? The truth behind Tin Matero. What's he talking about? So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the amazing Ninetails. I dare you. Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Timma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tin Matero a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. He has a special product that dyes his hair quickly. You're right, he's blonde now. And if the mayor admits to being the amazing Ninetails, you'll expose the truth? Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. Humph. So what now, Justice Stono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless. Apollo, don't you dare give up now! I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the amazing Ninetails is the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the amazing Ninetails or not?
Cross-examination time! Alright. The amazing Ninetails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tin Matero right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetails' Vale. just as the superstitions say. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tinma is not the amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman Cubey was the amazing Ninetales anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle's gonna expose the secret behind Tinmatero. Let him, who cares? We're so close, I know it!
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Very well. Alright, it's not Mayor Tenma. Then who is it? Well, he thinks it's QB. This whole case only makes sense if the mayor is the amazing Ninetales. I know you used his mask to create this illusion of a locked room murder. Oh, you changed it again? Oh no, he's just blonde now. Nothing more than idle speculation. You've no evidence now, have you? Objection! Mr. LaBelle knows what this statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight. Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman Cubey. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, but what's that? The Alderman's dead? Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend. Apollo, you mind if I wring his neck? No, go ahead. Wait in line, because I'm going first. Temple. Anyway. Mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. Yeah? Yeah? The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions. Such anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from a serene heart. Excuse me? Pfft, I wouldn't expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps this fragrance will help blossom within you bloom. Ah! Stop it! You liked that, didn't you? You would like me to do it again? Enough jabbering about blossoms and whatnot. Get on with your testimony before I slice you into a bouquet of cut flowers. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted Attorney Hill is utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, you'd be arrested, wouldn't you? Yes, it's true. I would be sacrificed upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss that would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It's a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this. Silence. The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. If you would avert the tragedy awaiting you in that vexing visage of yours, then... Yes, I know. Get on with my testimony. Anyhow, suffice to say, should the mayor admit to the defense's nonsense, I will make good on my threat. And I will expose the truth behind Tinmatero, Whitehill, and now. That's the one where I'm like, I don't care, bring it on. Just how did you learn of this so-called truth behind Tinmatero? Alderman Cubey told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Tinmatero. Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle? Because of the alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. Dun dun dun! What? He appreciated it so much, he shared the secrets with me. Wait, did he threaten the alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the forbidden chamber. Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Tenma Taro. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say. Do not gaze upon Tenma Taro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly! Telling others what Tenma Taro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And ruin coming to the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth? Bingo! And that truth is, Tenma Taro is a great, greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is all about. What? Tenma Taro is a great fortune? Come to think of it.
Only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me about it, said there's an amazing treasure in there.
Could Tenma Taro actually be? It's that big gold nug. It's the big gold nugs. The chicky nugs. Telling villagers that Tenma Taro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the forbidden chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure's been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenma Taro exists. That's why the secret must be protected. Protect the chicky nugs. As long as Tenma Taro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony so that I can slap you in the dong with it. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenma Taro exists. Let's press it. So in other words, tragedy would occur at all if there were wouldn't occur at all if there were no Tenma Taro. Yes, I suppose so, but that's wishful. What's that? Tenma Taro's gone? Yeah, yes, thanks. Right, goodbye. This is Willbits. Yes? Mm-hmm. You don't say! As long as Tenma Taro exists, huh? How's the mayor supposed to admit to his secret identity now? Well, we have to find a way to make him say it or our entire case unravels. There must be a hole in LaBelle's testimony somewhere. The amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. Okay. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So this is the thing. Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenma Taro exists. What do we have? What do we have? Did we have this stuff from the thing? Discovered, apparently it's something, a certain thief. Oh, we have the evidence that the thing's been stolen. We know the treasure's gone because the Azuki Kozo figure was there. It's been stolen already. Objection! Mr. LaBelle, what if Tenma Taro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Tenma Taro no longer existed. What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenma Taro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I have proof that Tenma Taro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure. The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that Tenma Taro has been stolen? Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous Moana caretaker's grandfather, no less. You! No! My beautiful golden Timotaro was... The greed inspired by Timotaro can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenma Taro, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenma Taro's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenma Taro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetails Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Ninetails Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village. A curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenma Taro came to be. So Tenma Taro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Tenma Taro made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetails Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenma Taro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence.
Tenma-tan would never seek to take over Ninetails Vale in a merger. Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know that Tenma Taro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you? No, don't do it! Please, please, no!
Be gone, you demented demon!
Now where was I?
The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetails, is indeed me!
And that means Jinxie! I'm still here. Yes. The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox's chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetails mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Kubi that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman.
Yeesh. Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than the Bell's scheme.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Caw, 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 caw!
The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Timma did not kill Alderman Kubi. But Florent LaBelle did! How dare you, peasant! No!
Silence.
Justice Dono, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What does this guy want now? We got, it's done. We're done here. We're done. What do you got? No. Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake.
He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law.
They're white! Let's see some evidence! Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. Are you kidding? You joking with me? This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword, you will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Ah, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? I think I do, he said. So very confidently. Of course I do. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. My pants are full of evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need, too. I'm gonna finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice! Let's review the facts. Are we feeling... Is this a little hot? I'm feeling something... Hold on. Let's get the laser. He's a cat. The most damning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the amazing Nine Tails. But as we now know, of course, we were way off. The amazing Nine Tails is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the amazing Nine Tails collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts as we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene provide any clues? It's not... I don't think it's the hand cream. I'm gonna try the mask. A clue inside the mask. Tonight. On Scary Stories. Oh, I know. The amazing Nine Tails mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? The white hair. Let's just keep going. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? It would it would have to be Florent LaBelle if we're going by the things that we think, right? He changes his hair constantly. The white hair is LaBelle's. Oh, right, that hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. Just wash it and see what crazy color it turns. Oh, he naturally has white hair. That's why he keeps coloring it. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
That mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Cuby.
Yes, but the amazing Nine Tails, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma, so...
That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. Can we wash your hair? What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? Washed up by the side of a river? With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. What? Oh, it's just the hair. I'm saving it anyway, but it's just the hairspray. Hair color that washes out with water. It's Florent LaBelle's old brand. They made a big point of saying you can't even sweat. Ugh, that's...
What is that?
This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the village river with white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that Preening Peacock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. Ah! The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby. You peasant! How dare you! Ah! You profane my beauty! I'm going to disseminate you like to the alderman! Ah! No, my makeup! Oh no. Oh, honey. Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired. You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? News travels quickly. Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me? $100 million! I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me, I'm done! This is preposterous. I, Simon Blackwell, defeated?
Order! Order! Order in the court! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent LaBelle?
The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenma Taro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger, but the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those come to a halt. And thus LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma.
I see, but what I still can't comprehend is, why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of a financial aid.
LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love, which is why he sought the gold with such voracity. Too bad for him, someone else had gotten to it first anyway.
I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma.
Not guilty! Woo! Confetti in the courtroom! Everybody, it's a party! Yeah! Yeah! Pew pew pew! Pew 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 pew! Pew 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 pew! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Woo 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 woo!
Court is adjourned.
Well. Looks like another case is wrapped up nicely. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. Just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tin Matero from Ninetails Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma, too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that, too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetails' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetails. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the amazing Ninetails was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot!
Caw, a most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tin Matero again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How could it not concern me? Tin Matero, be gone!
Gah! Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back!
Yes, it would seem Tin Matero is no match for you. Ha ha ha.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? Wow.
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the amazing Ninetails will have to retire, though.
Oh, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the amazing Ninetails, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. Another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there?
A big crowd gathered outside the courtroom once the news broke. Seems like they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to the wrestling ring.
Rooting? For me? But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Jinxie.
Here, I think you'll be needing this. You'll be needing this. My attorney badge.
Thank you. Now if you would excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
Yeah! Some guy! Look at him! He's a guy! Oh! Whoa! Let's not go crazy! Whoa! He was wearing that under his... Nine tails! I sure hope they can settle the problems with Tenma Town and Ninetails Vale. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer / killer is behind bars, and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the amazing Ninetails is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetails Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client. Just like you said. Okay, people, now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours, too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. I'm gonna be 12 feet tall. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways, fatty. Ha! Very funny, but I got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. I've got crazy metabolism. Wow, can't wait to see this. Calories, ha! Just let them try to stick on me. Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldoon's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for? The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Yay! Thanks, boss! I won't let you down! Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. Hot and salty, just like everybody on Twitch. That was our first case together. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, but little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. Yeah? That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. A new episode has been added. Episode 3, Turnabout Academy, where all the teenage turnabouts go to school and learn how to shout objection and take that or silence. That's fantastic, but we will actually not be seeing that one next time. We will be doing the beginning of the DLC, which I understand does not have to do with a school, unless you mean a school of fish. That'll be happening Thursday at 7, if you guys would like to join us for that one, because we will definitely be doing the DLC case. But for now, another case successfully solved.